Boleskine House is a manor on the south-east side of Loch Ness, in Scotland. It's well known due to being the home of author and occultist Aleister Crowley, and Led Zeppelin guitarist and producer Jimmy Page. It suffered significant fire damage in December 2015 and again in July 2019. There is no roof currently on the property, and the area is now 24/7 security, with the building locked up and not accessible at this time to the public due to health and safety. The house is now being restored and construction work has started as of December 2019. The Boleskine House Foundation now owns the estate and is managing the restoration efforts. Over the years there have been various reports of strange activity on the site of the property. According to legend, it was built upon the ruins of a 10th century church that's said to have burnt to the ground during a congress, killing everyone inside. This could explain the strange fires that have taken place here with no found cause over the years. Could some type of energy be causing an astonishing replay of the unfortunate event in history, if true? Other reports of strange deaths to Crowley's housekeeper's children and recorded suicides, attempted murders and people acting very much out of character. Apparitions have been seen by some who have lived here, while others have experienced nothing out of the ordinary. A strange mix of experiences and tales, indeed.
A little bit about the foundation. We started it in August, and the main aim is to preserve the historic legacy and the history of this house, and preserve it for future generations.
Excellent.
And once it's rebuilt, we hope to invite anybody who's interested up there, and also facilitate any and all education on the house and its estate, and all of the history surrounding the area. So you can find us on Facebook, Boleskine House Foundation, and you can Google search that very easily, and you can find ways to get involved. We have all kinds of membership platforms,
Excellent.
Ways to donate. We're very approachable. You can email us and ask questions. And
The website.
oh, the website. The website's www.boleskinehouse.org.
Excellent.
But it's more the land itself. I mean, there's so many stories about the land itself. There's a long-standing story of there being an old church on the site that was burnt to the ground with the full congregation still inside it, killing everybody inside. The land's believed to have been cursed ever since then. It's an unconfirmed story.
Temperature drop.
Don't show it, and we've been hearing from the foundation that there's no evidence of the church. The archaeologists have looked, and there's no evidence of the church, but you're talking 500-600 years ago, so it's quite possible there's nothing there.
Having spent quite a few nights there, I felt very uncomfortable when I went to bed. The lights were out. I would go off to sleep. I always go off to sleep immediately. But I always woke up at 2, 3 in the morning with feeling very uncomfortable.
Probably one of the first episodes that made the biggest impression on me was sitting in bed or half lying in bed, and something outside the door of my bedroom was snuffling under the door, to the extent that I snapped on a light beside the bed and was, well, I have to confess, very, very frightened, because it became extremely noisy and as if the door was going to come through.
This is where Aleister Crowley famously performed the Abramelin ritual, which was to do an invocation of his holy guardian angel, which is basically a very spiritual ritual, and the prelude to the angel appearing, one part of it is that you have to invoke all of these lower demonic type spirits, which the idea is to summon up these demonic spirits so that you can then gain control over them so they can't negatively affect you. So that's where this rumour comes from, that he was summoning up evil spirits.
Yes.
It's actually part of a ceremony to invoke an angel. It's actually
So it's actually the opposite to what people are actually put out there over
It's
time.
the opposite, but people like to focus on the negative.
Exactly, yes.
But this is where he would have done it.
Wow.
Now, Abramelin magic was something that had come into the Western literature in the 15th century. It was transmitted by Abram the Jew to his son Lamech to invoke the good forces, the angelic forces, in order to overcome the dark forces.
He had to have an isolated house that was indicated. And it had to have a terrace, kind of a flat area outside, and it had to be without nosy neighbors.
Crowley began work on the Abramelin ritual with great enthusiasm and high ideals. In his diary, he describes his promise: not to use this sacred science to offend the great God, nor to work ill unto my neighbour.
There's something that drew Aleister Crowley to this property in the first place, to do what he wanted to do here. There's a specific reason why such a remote house was chosen. Remember, Aleister Crowley was from down south, so to suddenly pick a location way up here in Scotland, such a remote location. There's something about it that drew him here.
Should we show the outside of the house here? Stand back a bit just now.
This house is a complete roofless ruin now. It's extremely dangerous. It's charred out. You can see it just on the window here, Ryan, just how intense the fire was in this building.
It is, as you can see, like a jungle inside. There's a lot of vegetation inside it now. Oh, sorry. A lot of vegetation inside it. So you can't really see too much as such inside it, but you can see that there's a lot of rubble. So it is very dangerous inside. Going to this bit. So
this is the room where the fire was supposed to have started.
yeah, the original fireplace is absolutely gorgeous. Like, we'll see if we can try to get some photos of the original fireplace as well, from the foundation.
Down to the basement.
Yeah, could do actually. Yeah.
Supposed to be. It's there.
So, we've got the basement down this area here. Supposedly there's a tunnel that connects to Loch Ness, but we don't know as such. Supposedly there is though, but we've not found it.
But we will do an audio session outside in
Yep.
the safety for you. Spirit doesn't have to just be confined to a building if they're there. You could come outside as well.
Plus, we have to remember Aleister Crowley's meant to have done his rituals on the terrace at the front of the property.
Keep inviting.
Very slight EMF reading there, 0.7. It's nothing overly significant.
I think that's like wolf.
It's nothing overly significant.
And something outside the door of my bedroom was snuffling under the door.
It's nothing overly significant. I had Edward. Again, we'll listen to everything.
Do you recognise the American accent?
Where is the tunnel? Is it here?
And the floor.
Is the tunnel underneath the red tiles?
Like the work that the foundation are doing here.
We're getting a slight, right, okay, we're getting a blue indication on the REM pod. This is new. We'll keep an eye on that. Could you make that blue light stay on continuously? If you're affecting that device, can you make the blue light stay on continuously?
No.
If you could, then we would know that you're there and you're doing that.
Get out, leave.
Oh, there we go.
You.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you. I'm a gypsy.
I'm a gypsy. Could you name this building, this house? What's that?
Something comes.
Okay, who's going to come? Are you happy with what's happening here at the house?
Something very low. The land has more energy than the house, somebody said as well. Somebody said. It always has.
It's very